What's up, Thundercats? Channel announcement before we get this week's show started. If you might notice behind me it's a little barren, it's because we are moving into a new apartment.
Will you hand me that box?
Oh, this one? Sure.
Yeah.
There you go. And then, so, we'll be kind of packing our stuff up, running around here like ninnies, getting the furniture out, renting a truck, moving into our new apartment, which, cool, by the way, has an extra room, so I'll be using it as a studio for the real Manos, and therefore I will be able to kind of focus a little bit more and kind of like do a little bit more quality control. Instead of just shooting out of my living room, I actually have a specific studio for it, so those are going to be cool. Therefore, I'm probably going to be taking maybe 2 to 3 weeks off here. This is going to be the last video I do for the month of March. We'll be back in April, not just with Weekly Manos. I have some new reviews I want to be doing. The Steven Universe DVD box set, Twin Peaks, Jessica Jones. The new episodes of Steven Universe coming back in April 9th, so I'll be doing reviews of those shows, as well as a Steve-olution episode. Not to mention, I want to get started back with Wonder Woman 101. I have an episode talking about the original artist on the comic I want to do. So, with that said, we're going to be talking about some stuff this week, and I'll see you in a couple weeks after this episode's done.
Will you hand me that other box?
Oh, you mean
The
this
big
big
one.
Okay. This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
There you go. All right, let's get going. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Manos. We have a lot of stuff I want to talk about, so let's get going. Hey, there was some movie news announced on Patty Jenkins' Twitter. None other than Kristen Wiig has been cast to play Cheetah, one of the villains, or maybe the main villain, of Wonder Woman 2. This is from Patty Jenkins' Twitter. So excited to confirm the most thrilling news. Yes, it's true. So lucky to welcome sensationally talented Kristen Wiig as to the Wonder Woman family. Can't wait to finally work with one of my favorites. And so excited to show you what we have planned. So yeah, Kristen Wiig is playing Cheetah. It was kind of leaked a little bit a couple days beforehand until they got the official announcement. All they said was she's playing a villain, which could have meant a couple of villains. But since Cheetah was going to be a big deal, everyone was pretty much assuming it would be that. And so yeah, that's really exciting. I'm a big fan of Kristen Wiig. I like her a lot, and some people might question the idea of having a comedian play Cheetah, but anybody who has seen her work in more serious films, and even in some of her comedies, like if you watch some of her work in Bridesmaids and Ghostbusters Answer the Call, she does some bit of dramatic work in those films as well, and she's actually pretty damn talented at it. One of the things I like is when you take a comedian and give him a chance to do something a little bit more diverse in that way. Comedians are really good at kind of identifying human behavior. They use it for jokes, but they can also turn around and use it for drama. So we'll see about that. And also, I'll talk about this later with the Shazam picks. It does definitely see that DC is kind of pulling their heads out of the toilet as far as dark and gritty. So very excited about this. I assume they'll be using prosthetics. I assume this will be the current version of Dr. Minerva we've been seeing in DC Rebirth, who was a friend of Diana's before becoming the literal man-eating cheetah, so that'll be interesting. I assume there'll be prosthetics and probably some CG stuff for attacking. That's pretty much what I thought. I really love the choice because, I mean, it did surprise a lot of people. I think a lot of people would have probably picked Charlize Theron. My favorite choice was Gillian Anderson, who I thought was an outside kind of pick. But this one, wow, this definitely tells me this is going to be an interesting film to look at. So I'm all set. And let's see, more DC news. DC's Black Label. DC Comics will expand even further later this year with the Black Label imprint announced today by the publisher. It stated, according to the official press release, the premier talent will be given the opportunity to expand the canon of DC's iconic superhero characters with unique standalone stories separate from the continuity. Ultimate Marvel, DC Earth 1. This is pretty much the same damn idea as we've seen before. We take characters and take them out of continuity so we could do some other stuff. The idea really isn't that new. But the titles they announced was Frank Miller and John Romita Jr. on Superman. I assume this is Frank Miller's last attempt to prove to everyone he doesn't really hate Superman. He really likes him, despite no evidence to prove that. Also, we have Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo doing Batman, which isn't that unique. They've already kind of had a very successful run on the regular Batman, so I'm not sure what that's about. So I'm not really too excited until, oh my god, Kelly Sue DeConnick is doing Wonder Woman with Phil Jimenez? Okay. Alright, I'm signed up for that one. There's a couple of miniseries here and there featuring some of the other characters, but holy crap, Kelly Sue DeConnick on Wonder Woman with Phil Jimenez? Oh my god, he is one of, like, the staples as far as, like, creating, like, iconic Wonder Woman works in the past, and the poster we've been giving of their work together looks gorgeous. I'm very excited to see what they do. Alright, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Ultimate blah 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 imprints, but yeah, I'll be reading that book. That definitely has my attention. Alright, now, hey, there's more DC news. Some pics of Shazam on set were released. There was kind of like unsure shot of him from the back where you can see his face popping up out of like the hood, but a very clear shot of him was posted online recently, and he's been working out, and you know, he's big and red and puffy, and he's gonna pump you up. I really like it. Let's see, the film, where are we here? Yeah, the film is going to be arriving in theaters April 5th, 2019. It's going to be starring Zachary Levi as Shazam and Asher Angel as Billy Batson. And you can get a clear look at this costume and how bold and bright and red it is. It's not like dark, bloody crimson red like they put on Superman's costume or even Wonder Woman's costume. This one's going for it, and that's a great sign, because look, the Zack Snyder take on Shazam would not be a good idea. And post Zack Snyder, we're definitely seeing DC and Warner Brothers like take a complete lighter approach. And if they're not doing it for all their films, doing it for Shazam is definitely the right method, because this is definitely a lighter character. It's supposed to be fun. It's not some deconstructive, hateful thing. No, this is the thing that's constructed. The other thing, this is the thing that, you know, smartasses can pick apart from the past. So we'll be seeing at least a fun-looking Shazam film. So he looks cool anyway, so we'll see how it goes film-wise. And I have another DC story here. We're going back to the comics, and this one has me pretty excited. Not Shazam. Sandman returns. DC Entertainment announces the creation of the Sandman universe, a Vertigo line of comic books created by Neil Gaiman, conjuring epic storytelling, immersing readers into the evolving world of the dreaming. The Sandman universe begins with 4 new ongoing titles, existing in a shared universe, building upon Neil Gaiman's best-selling series, weaving together stories of dreams and magic. So essentially it's going to be, let's see, the Sandman universe has always been close and personal to me. This is a quote from Neil Gaiman. Sandman universe has always been very close and personal to me. I am thrilled to open up the world once again with an extremely talented group of writers and artists, explains Gaiman. I tend to I get the joy of these brilliant people that I selected and give them a chance to play in this world. The titles will be The Dreaming by Cy Spurr, The House of Whispers by Nalo Hopkinson, Lucifer is back by Dan Waters, and The Books of Magic is also back by Kat Howard. If you're not familiar with The Books of Magic, it's Harry Potter 10 years before Harry Potter was published. And let's see, it's going to start off with a Sandman Universe #1. It's going to be a one-shot, and that's going to be plotted by Neil Gaiman and co-written by the writers of the 4 titles. So this is pretty exciting. I was thinking about this. I was reading this article, and I was thinking about how protective Neil Gaiman has been with the Sandman universe all these years, and he has been really smart and proactive about it. You can, take for instance, the comparison between, Alan Moore's relationship with his creations with DC versus what Neil Gaiman has been able to do, and Neil has had a much easier time. Otherwise, man, can you imagine with no control that Neil Gaiman would have had, what DC would have done with these characters over the time? No, he's had a good strong hold of it. So, DC basically has to go to him anytime they want to use one of these characters. And they've been used pretty wisely. They've had a couple of brief appearances, Daniel the Sandman has appeared in Justice League, Death has appeared in a great issue of Action Comics, and they've been used sparingly. I gotta say that I have sometimes wondered, the end of the series of Sandman, is a spoiler, but is the creation of a new Sandman, Daniel, the one that's all white. I sometimes wonder if Neil Gaiman had thought things through to the point where it's well, DC's going to use this character. Let me just kind of build one up for him to use. And don't fuck up the one I did. Here's a new one you can have. But he's been able to kind of be protective of that one as well. So, cool. Yeah, otherwise, if DC had their way, he probably would have been in Justice League, as a character, punching out Darkseid or something. So yeah, I am all in for this. I'm pretty excited. I'm not sure what title I'll be getting. I'll definitely be picking up the Universe one-shot and kind of figuring out from there. I was never the biggest Books of Magic fan, so, and as well as Lucifer. I was never the biggest Lucifer fan. Maybe I might check out the Dreaming title. And I don't know what House of Whispers is about, so, you're a bigger...
No, I haven't heard what it's about.
Okay, cool.
But I'm interested in all of them.
Well, definitely...
The Sandman, woo!
Definitely. I'll probably be picking up all the #1s anyway. Alright, so we go from there to Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network had a couple of announcements over the last week. First off, it's Infinity Train, not Infinity War. There's another Infinity thing you should probably pay attention to. What is that? Well... Infinity Train was this short pitch pilot that Cartoon Network released on their YouTube not too long ago, about almost a year or so, and it immediately grew a fan base. It's this really cool story where this young girl, Tulip, who's this 12-year-old girl who is trapped on this Infinity Train, where each car has a world in and of itself, and she travels from car to car trying to figure out the mystery of the train and maybe how to get home. It's been finally officially greenlit for a series in 2019, next year. Let's see, I have the official release right here. Let's see, the network has greenlit Infinity Train, a new animated series created by Owen Dennis from Regular Show. It's about a intelligent, albeit frustrated girl named Tulip who, for reasons unknown, is trapped on a train full of infinite worlds, accompanied by conjoined robots, Glad One and Sad One. Tulip is determined to solve the mystery of the train and find her way home. I was really knocked out by it, so I am very excited. They've done some little redesignings of the characters, which I kind of expected. That usually happens from pitch pilot to series. So I'm all in. If you really like humor, intelligent, kind of science fiction and fantasy, I think this might be a really cool series. I don't know if it's a mini series or an ongoing, but whatever they have planned, I'm all in on. And speaking of Cartoon Network, one of my favorite shows, Steven Universe, has finally been announced for coming back. It's coming back April 9th. And Cartoon Network basically treats Steven Universe like it's a movie series or something. Like usher out a few episodes like, in Steven Universe Infinity War is coming out. Check it out. Matter of fact, it almost feels like the Marvel MCU films come out in quicker fashion than the Steven Universe episodes. I have to track that. Friendships are tested as the saga continues with the Emmy-nominated series created by Rebecca Sugar. The show continues with new adventures, story arcs, and specials in which fans will meet more gems, spend more time with the diamonds, and gain insight to the ever-increasing mystery of the gem homeworld, while the series thriller titular hero, Steven Universe, grows as a leader. Steven is lauded for having a voice of inclusion. Oh, okay, and it goes on about the awards it's won. So, yeah, we're coming back. We're going to be spending more time with the diamonds. In the clip we've been shown, we see all 4 diamonds. And I'll be honest, I never really considered the correlation between the 3 diamonds and their young upstart pink diamond, and the 3 crystal gems and their young upstart Steven. So I guess we see in a parallel, maybe a warning of the future, like, hey, that went south really bad. This might go south really bad. So, there's that level of danger. Gravity Falls actually did something similar to that with the foreshadowing of the original Pine Twins and the Dipper and Mabel Pine Twins. That's neat. I always like that kind of tying in. I never even really thought about that until I saw all 4 of them together like that. So, cool. And also, it mentions a special or specials, so I'm interested in seeing that. I do know that we have a Pearl Rose origin episode. I'm all in. We get to learn more about this murder mystery with Pink Diamond, so I don't know if these episodes are gonna be weekly, or will they do another bomb where it's like 1 week of new episodes. I don't know just yet. April 9th is Monday, so either is possible. I do know that they are doing new episode premieres on Mondays now. I'm not sure why that's any better than Thursday or Friday, but hey, I don't run a network. So, what else is going on here? Oh, I got one last story. I did have some Marvel news. Last time out, we talked about the Marvel Fresh New Start. Everything's cool. Fresh New Start. This week's relaunch will be featuring new titles. I've already mentioned the Jason Aaron Avengers, which looks really cool. There's also some new ones. There is the Ta-Nehisi Coates and Daniel Kaluuya, excuse me if I mispronounce his name, on Captain America, which is a fascinating choice. I actually read a little bit of Coates talking about Captain America, and I'm very, very interested to see what he does with it. Mark Waid is doing a couple of books. He's doing Doctor Strange, as well as Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think that's a miniseries, but I would love to see an ongoing of Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's going to be the Scott Lang version and the new Nadia Pym version of the Wasp, which I love Janet, but I really do love Nadia, and I think her series was canceled way too abruptly. I could have read that series forever. If you have not read Nadia's book, it's been released in trade. I think there's 2 trades of it. I highly recommend them. Go pick them up. They're a lot of fun. You'll thank me when you do. Let's see. Comic book writer and TV detective Nick Spencer. He is doing Amazing Spider-Man. So, yeah, after all those years of fans not being particularly crazy about Dan Slott or having problems or issues with Dan Slott, finally, we get a new writer, and it's Nick Spencer. I would have loved Chip Zdarsky, who's doing a really cool job on Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. I have mixed feelings about Nick Spencer, so we'll see what he does. I hope he doesn't try to pull the same stunt he did with Captain America, the first issue of him revealing, like, oh no, I'm a secret Nazi. I hope he doesn't do that kind of thing with Spider-Man. I'm not sure what he would do. Spider-Man's a big fan of responsibility, so it's like, oh no, he's a secret libertarian. But I don't think he'll do that. And lastly, I'm a big fan of Captain Marvel, and Margaret Stahl, who's been doing the Captain Marvel series, is doing a mini-series to kind of give us some origin called The Life of Captain Marvel. That's an interesting title for a comic book, The Life. It sounds like a sitcom. The Life of Captain Marvel with Melissa Joan Hart will be back after this. So, yeah, all this seems really cool. I do have mixed feelings. You know, I don't like constant relaunches and changing the continuity and status quos, but what they're giving me sounds really cool. So, yeah, I don't know. I have to give you a pass. Damn it. Don't keep relaunching. Don't mistake this as liking your relaunching. All right. Now that we've gotten a whole bunch of news out of the way, it's time for everybody's favorite segment. Get on the pole! Get on the pole! I mean, I need to make some lyrics. I will make lyrics eventually on this segment. Eventually. Alright. Last time out, I talked about the Marvel relaunch, the fresh new start. So I decided to ask my Twitter followers on @TheRealManos what they thought, and these are the results. Okay, excited, I have at 5%. Enough of the relaunches at 67%. Let's wait and see is 26%. I tend to think let's wait and see is probably always a wise choice with any comic book announcement. So yeah, I'm pretty much on board with these kind of feelings. I think these are pretty realistic. I'm a little more excited than 5% personally, but boy, yeah, I mean, can we have at least, I don't know, 5 years before you relaunch something? I don't know. I don't think you'll do that. I think, 6 months from now we'll have another cool, fresh start. All right. So, I'm going to talk about some, let's see. Next week, I'm not going to be doing a new episode, but I'm going to do a poll anyway to pick up when we come back in April. So I'm going to ask you, the viewers at home, on my Twitter, @TheRealManos, what do you think about DC's Black Label? Which one are you more excited about? Are you excited about Frank Miller's Superman, Snyder's Batman, or DeConnick's Wonder Woman? Let me know. And I don't have a comic this week to do Pick of the Week with, but I do have a YouTube shout-out, and YouTube shout-out is for my friend's channel, Deadpoolzilla. He has created, or co-created, a YouTube channel with some friends called Comic Universe, with an emphasis on the U-niverse. It's a play on words. And it's kind of like... let's see, a shorthand is, it's very similar to Geekvolution, where they talk about a whole bunch of subjects related to comic books. It's got a few people like contributing to the channel, including special stuff that you won't see on Deadpoolzilla's regular channel. He'll be talking exclusively on the Comic Universe. So check them out below. I'm going to leave a link so you can take a look. Like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and you'll find some interesting stuff, I think. So yeah, that's it for now. That's it for this week, and I will return with new episodes of the Weekly Manos, as well as new comic reviews, more Mystery Science Theater 3000. I got a review of, let's see, the next episode in the Netflix series. That was The Land of Time Forgot. I'll be talking about that next time out. So yeah, I'll be talking to you later, so push the button, Lindsay.
They don't play the song on the